aka Teddy Longanisa, aka Andrew E. Kornick, aka the Stray Balut, aka the Flanimal Bautista. I walk alone around the pit of lechon, aka Filipino Heat, aka the Dim Sum Don, aka the Invisible Pandesal, Don Calamansi, aka Jacob Puto, aka Magandang Umaga, aka I love you solo suka, aka the Bigan Killer Randy Otap, aka Big Match Gian Cena Gang, aka Yam Chow real smooth now. Dun, 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 dun. AKA Cherokee the Aswang, AKA your host, and in the building. Sometimes when you're trying to start a revolution, you always gotta look to your blood, you gotta look to your family, you gotta look to your peoples. And with me, I know you guys heard that silky smooth intro music. I know everybody's been emailing me about who that is. And I say like, yo, look at the Spotify profile. Look at there. There's a link right there. His name, Nikko Angelo. Go on soundcloud.com/Nikko Angelo for all your beats. If you got any business inquiries, hit this boy up because this boy needs money. Everybody needs money. Welcome to the building, Nikko Angelo, my baby cousin. How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's up, Manong? It's good to be here. And
Yeah.
man, I don't know how to top that intro, but I'm gonna try some AKAs too, man.
Yo, yeah, go.
I'm gonna see. Let's see. Nikko Angelo, AKA the Bato, AKA Chicharon Slayer, and uh Tirso Cruz, but the Filipino version.
Hey,
That's it.
hey, we represent the SSG. This not like an affiliation. It's just like if you
Hmm.
know, you know. SSG, Punji, Robin,
Uh-huh.
Shoko, SSG. We run hard. We use lotion. Um, yeah. This man, this beautiful man. He's my baby cousin. I love him. He made the beautiful music that you hear on the intro. You hear that he hears that he makes that beautiful music you hear on the outro. This man is a musical genius. Let me tell you, like from since he was a baby in diapers, playing with spoons and pots, he already had that inside rhythm. And this boy, man, I love this boy. I love this boy so much. He's my heart. He's my little brother. I'm about to cry, but he is. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, this man, it means a lot to me, and I would die for him. So I just want to introduce him to my people. So yeah,
Oh man, thank you so much. Love you
yeah,
too, man.
yeah. Um,
Yeah.
this show is about wrestling
Hmm.
sometimes, but it always can go somewhere else. So I want to like start it off on the right foot, like um, because I know it was me who forced you to watch wrestling.
Yep,
So
that's true.
when you watch wrestling, like what was it about it that you thought was pretty cool?
Oh man, I mean, it was the. I mean, it was the matches. I mean, the first thing that really catches you is just the moves, the violence.
Hell yeah.
The taunts, and I think later when my mind developed more into watching it, it was the acts that they would do. You'd get this. Uh, it was this thing about all of them just being their own character.
Yeah,
And you see The Rock and Stone Cold and all these guys, Undertaker, they really sold that act, and that made it appealing, I think, to me, at least to me. And I know it made it appealing to a bunch of other fans, but just the act and timing, I think timing was such a genius thing that they did. For example, like when people would come out to save other people in the ring, like a wrestler getting beat up, and then all of a sudden you just hear the theme music.
dun,
You hear
dun, dun,
that
dun,
first
dun, dun.
dun 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 dun. You hear that, or Mankind's music. You hear that crash, and it's like, oh man, it's
Yeah,
Mankind. So just that genius timing that they had for that show, and it was just pure entertainment, man.
yeah. Ye- we grew up during like the 90s 2000s, so like the biggest era for us was like WWF, watching SmackDown and Raw, like you said, like Mick Foley, Mankind,
Mm-hmm.
bang bang, like Mr. Sacco, like this.
Yeah.
And like when we go back to that point, like we think about like our happy times, because we're all just kids back then, and we're just like trying to enjoy something. And the characters really pop at you, and
Yeah.
like it's just like you're talking about the expert timing when you hear like someone, you explained it perfectly, someone getting beat up, and all of a sudden that music hits, and then you're on your feet
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, F yeah, we can cuss. I just said F yeah, but um and like that kind of thing. And like when you're a kid, like the larger than life characters also put an impression on you, because
Yeah.
yeah, man. And when we talk about hearing those first chords, that first, you hear the glass break, you hear if you smell, like that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like that hits, and you're just like, hell yeah. And since you're from a music background, I think this is interesting to come from. Like, who are
Yeah.
some of your favorite wrestling themes?
Yeah, I really liked. Well, Stone Cold was my favorite wrestler. I mean, I think I was a kid at that time when him and The Rock were probably the two most important
Yeah,
wrestlers. It was Stone Cold's theme that really got me pumped. Um, a lot of the other themes that I really liked were like Chris Jericho's theme. I thought that was a cool, like kind of slow, kind of boom that kind of thing.
yeah, yeah.
I loved man, I really liked the APA, that
Oh
theme
yeah.
song, the
Dun, dun, dun,
and
dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
then Godfather had that like that that funk theme song,
Bow,
you know.
bow,
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 bow.
bow, bow. And
Damn.
man, who
Yeah.
I mean, even the Rock's theme song was cool. I mean, I wanted to say something about the Rock. The Rock did something with the whole, and I know this came from other wrestlers in the past, how they would have their own catchphrases
Yeah.
and all that. But for me, when The Rock did all his catchphrases, that's a genius thing, man. Like,
Bro.
to make a whole audience memorize your words and to make that your identifier is pretty crazy. But yeah,
Yeah.
good music, man. Good music
Yeah.
too. I don't know who did the music, but there was one
Uh,
guy,
Jim
uh,
Johnston. That's
Jim
that's the name
Johnston.
of the
Yeah,
guy. Yeah. He
yeah,
he he was like he said his process was he'd like look at the wrestlers, talk to them, and then he'd come up with like the beat in his head, and then just like perform it with the guitar and stuff.
that's
Which,
crazy.
well, yeah, his process is pretty like, yeah, it was pretty cool. But like, I
Hmm.
mean, because when I hear what when I like, I reason I chose those two themes is because like the intro part to like Suntory,
Yeah.
dun, 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 like instantly I'm like hooked. And
Hmm.
that's kind of what you want like in a wrestling intro. Like you want like that first, like what you said, that first beat hit, and then like, oh shit, shit's going down. And I
Yeah.
want to thank you for that, brother. That's like yeah, man, that is so good, man. And
Thanks,
Uh,
thanks.
yeah, like and so like what's your process when you're thinking of like coming up with these original songs?
It's a various process, man. I mean, there's so many there's so many ways that you can. To me, first, it comes from okay, what do you want to make in this moment right now? Sometimes you can go the original route where you're playing every single instrument, um, or I can go the route of okay, I can find the sample and then put layer things over it like drums or a bass line or chords or I could take the sample and manipulate it, pitch it up, pitch it down. I can mess with the EQ, um, put my own things over it, and so it really depends on what you want to do for that beat and what you're feeling at the moment. For me, when I'm coming up with like an original type of beat,
Yeah.
um, sometimes I'll hear a melody and then I'll go from there, and then I'll start adding a bass line and then drums, and then just have the main meat and potatoes, and then build from there. And then you arrange it and all that, and then you make it into a song. And
Wow.
then, but sometimes what's really fun and what I've been doing a lot is just finding a sample like a loop, or
Mm.
just a part of a any record. It doesn't have to be old. It doesn't have to be a new one. It could be any kind of record. It could be records like jazz records. It could be international records. Um it could be original movie soundtracks. It could be video game music.
Hell yeah, dude.
And if you know what you're doing, and if you if you know how to uh if you know how to finesse it, like some of my friends say, if you know how to make it sound good and make it have a lean, then you can make something really 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 dope. And the sample idea is actually very popular nowadays with a lot of these really good rappers.
Yeah.
People like producers, like I don't know if you're familiar with like Madlib or like Alchemist.
Yeah,
um
yeah. I love The Alchemist. I love his work with Action Bronson.
yeah, Larry June and all them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh Harry Fraud. um and there's this one producer named Cardo. He goes by Cardo Got Wings. But this guy, can get a sample and put some 808s over it and make it into a modern record that's cool for this day and age. So
Yo.
stuff, so something like that, something like just finding the right thing and making it hip to this day and age.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Cause like, I'm an old head
Uh-huh.
because I'm 40 now. And like when I think about like the way modern music, modern hip hop, like, like Ty Dolla Sign, Kendrick, um, this really it's not what it was for me like back in like, the 2000s. I'm more like mixing in like, uh forget Outkast or early Kanye, College
Yeah.
Dropout,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
That because like that kind of speaks to me because I'm old. Or even if I'm talking about backpack hip hop, you got Beat Nuts, you got
Hmm.
Hieroglyphics, you got Jin DMC, you got like there's like what appealed to me then, and I still respect what's going on now. And I'm hearing samples of stuff now that's sampling stuff from like the 90s and like the
Yeah.
early aughts, and it's just like, it's cool to like hear a beat and just like, oh shit, this was my song back then.
Hmm.
Um, so like I never like hated on the sample game because like, yeah, if a hot song is gonna be a hot song even if it's like 20, 30 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It could be a timeless thing, man. And you're totally right, man. I mean, you hear songs now, they're either sampling or interpolating
yeah,
songs from the 90s and the 2000s.
yeah,
And I've been hearing so many, yeah, I've been hearing so many songs interpolate songs from the 2000s, which is crazy because I would think, dang, this was only like 10, 15 years ago,
yeah,
and now they're coming back.
yeah, because like all of a sudden I'm hearing sugar, sugar, how you get so fly? I'm like,
Yeah, yeah,
what? Well, okay. And like, like people say like that, but then like you hear some stuff from Daft Punk, right? So
yeah.
Daft Punk would like sample like funk music from the 70s,
Hmm.
and like they make like that harder, better, stronger. It's just like one chord that they had that they took from like a song, and then they mix it up, and then that process is like crazy to me, man. Like how you guys with your ears. Let me tell you, uh, this man I'm talking to, this this man, he has like an ear for things. Um, like he could reproduce something just from the sound of it. Like he would he would constantly do that with his drums. Like we would ask him to play like, hey, can you do that shit from Sleep Now in the Fire? And like he'd hit it. He'd hit it. This man is so good. Um, yeah, like I wish when I was younger I would have said, "Hey, play the DX song because like it has those drums, like those crazy drums, right? Break it
Yeah.
down, dun, 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 dun." And
Hmm.
like and like you would be like you'd go. People like talk about that movie. What's that movie with J.K. Simmons and Miles
Oh,
Teller?
Whiplash.
Whiplash. People talk like Whiplash, like, but you, man, you the way that you played the drums, like, and you had like your hi hats and you had like the super speed and all that stuff, but you would also play like smooth jazz. You play rock. You play everything, man. And to have like that internal beat just kept inside of you, man. That's insane. Just to like see how you play and see how you kept on beat with everybody. It was just like you're. I see like the drums as the people that are carrying the tune.
Hmm.
I mean, this drum and bass and drum. That's you guys are basically the building block of the song. And like, see, I really appreciate the work, man. It's because of like I will watch this man go to Guitar Center or like have a like or go like to play like at another like recital thing or and he will like go in there and they'd have like a drum competition and he smokes everybody. This boy, he'd go in there against like grown ass men and he'd smoke them because he's just that good. I love you,
Oh
man.
man,
I love
thanks,
you. I
thanks,
love
man.
you.
Love you too, man. And thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because like, I really don't get the opportunity to talk to talk music with people because I'm dumb. I don't know the terms. I just know what I like. But like, I'm gonna bring it back to our family because your dad kind of was one of the guys who kind of expanded all of our all of our like taste in music because
yeah, yeah.
your dad actually had a really cool jam band back in the day.
I think it was called Culture Beat.
Yeah, like like how people would like Uncle Jesse on Full House, right?
Yeah.
Your dad was like Uncle Jesse. He had the vest, he had the hair, handsome man. I love you, Uncle. Uh,
Uncle Jesse.
Uncle Jesse. Yeah, but like I remember like in the garage we had like a Van Halen stand
Yeah,
up in the garage,
I
and then
remember
your
that.
dad would have like a bunch of like uh electric guitars like all around. I remember
Hmm.
when we were clearing out Nanang's garage. Nanang is our term for like Lola. So uh she had like there was like amps and like a strict cash rate. No, what are they called? Those electric. He had like there was like a Fender guitar upstairs, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, he
And
had a
like
fender and all that.
yeah, he's so like and like I guess our family would kind of be seen like as like a musical family because like all of our dads sing or at least try to sing. Some of our uncles like would play like drums and guitars. But like most of the people in our family try to sing karaoke because we're Filipino. Of course we're gonna sing karaoke. When are we not? That's our national sport besides basketball. Go Lakers. Fuck, man. Fuck you,
and
LeBron. Get
boxing.
out of here. Yeah, boxing. Go Pacquiao. Get out of here, LeBron. You're too old. Retire, son of a bitch. I'm sorry. I'm about to go off. When I saw like how when I saw that they got freaking swept up by they didn't get swept, but like they got destroyed by freaking the Timberwolves. It was just like, damn, what are we doing? A part of
Yeah, my
a part of
friends
our
talk about
family,
that.
yeah, a part of our family is also being big Lakers fans. Not necessarily Lakers, but that's just part of it. But anyway, like so like a big part of our family like is musical. They play instruments, they sing. Uh,
Seeing, yeah.
one of our like s- little distant cousins, my she's an actress in the Philippines. Um, you know, I'm gonna let you talk about our famous uncle. So go ahead.
Okay, our famous uncle is he's a bassist named Michael Inez, and I guess he's like let's say like a distant cousin, right?
Yeah,
And he was the bass player for Ozzy Osbourne at one point, and then he became the bass player for Alice in Chains, and I believe he's still playing with Alice in Chains.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, I mean, the legend goes that when Ozzy Osbourne was trying to find a new bass player, he went to the Guitar Center in L.A. and they held an audition for the bass position for Ozzy Osbourne's band, and lo and behold, this dude Michael Inez, man, Filipino, he he smoked all the dudes, and he got the position for Ozzy Osbourne's band.
yeah,
And then he went on to Alice in Chains, and Alice in Chains, I mean, that's a amazing '90s rock band right there,
yeah,
and
man.
I mean, and he's still. I got the honor to meet him. We had lunch. We had lunch somewhere, and really cool guy, very kind. It was like it's crazy because this guy's a rock star, but he doesn't
Yeah,
he doesn't come off as one like you would think with when you see rock stars and celebrities on TV and all that. He just comes off as this yeah, he's this normal guy,
humble.
and humble, a very humble dude, and really nice. And we had a long conversation about music, and he would just tell me like, hey man, whenever you're free or whatever, I have a studio and all this, and we can go hang out or whatever. Unfortunately, that never that never happened after that lunch, but just to be able to meet him and meet and see him and talk to him, and just to see another uh, music music person, was in our family was really cool.
Yeah. I remember because like there we have an uncle in the Philippines. He's like a saxophone player,
Yeah,
self-trained, only by ear.
yeah.
And like he's amazing. Maybe I'll put like the music out. Maybe I'll put that music out. But like it's it's kind of crazy to see like within our family seeing like things like entertainment or like people a lot of people in our family like they are nurses. God bless nurses. Our moms are nurses.
Hmm.
Uh, they do hard work, but like uh, also Filipinos love to sing. They love to play music. They love to have fun. Sometimes too much fun. And like it's uh it's just it's like a part of our culture. It's a part of our family, and I like sharing stories of this because like being able to like say like, hey, when we talk about representation, right? Representation in music. In the '90s, there was Mike Inez, there was Jaya, there
Yeah.
was who was the other one? There's some others, and like actors, there was Dante Bosco,
Yeah.
there's Ernie Reyes Jr.
Hmm.
Um, there's I surprisingly learned that Phoebe Cates was half Filipino, and of course, yeah, we watch Wayne's World, so we know like Tia Carrera, the goddess, uh, my goddess of uh, it's just like we saw ourselves kind of on TV, right? And then we go, when it comes to wrestling and fighting, we had Manny Pacquiao and we had Dave Batista. And like in the 2000s, like I know you were a kid then, so like, um, what was it like to like be in that period where like Pacquiao was seen like as like worldwide, like kind of like a star? Like, what was that like for you?
I remember when we had a party at it was I won't say his name, but it was our uncle's house,
Yeah,
and it was one of the first major matches of Pacquiao. He saw the highlights, and he was fighting another boxer. It was a black dude, but I remember my dad, your dad, all the uncles were surrounding that TV,
yeah,
loud, like loud and proud, bro.
yeah,
And I remember looking over my shoulder, and I was like, "Who's this? Like, this dude's gonna lose. He's so small compared to this black dude."
yeah.
And he won. And I said, "Oh, okay, that's crazy. That is crazy." The next Pacquiao match, he won, and then the next one he won, the next one he won, like murdered every opponent.
I remember the
And
Ricky Hatton
yeah,
fight.
oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah,
He that was that I felt, I remember Hatton was talking a lot of crap, and I felt bad for him when he, I was happy, but I felt bad for him because of the way he got knocked out. But for me, seeing Pacquiao, uh a person that looks like us,
yeah.
in major sports entertainment, knocking out these dudes, outboxing these guys who have been, boxing for years, and they have a
Yeah.
name, an
Yeah,
American name,
like Oscar De La Hoya,
yeah,
like
Margarito and
Yeah, Margarito.
JMM and all them.
Yeah.
And then this small dude who's like, yeah, I cannot feel his pants.
Is the that fight was very hard, but I try my best. Is but I cannot feel his pants. Is
I Yeah, I give him chance, but I cannot feel his pants. Yeah.
yeah,
So it was good. It was good, but just hearing that, even that, is funny. And then it just made me, for me, it made me proud, and it made me, man, it made me cheer for and support Pacquiao even more.
yeah.
You know?
Because like when I try to tell people this like about how when Filipinos find out you're Filipino, they will ride for you.
Yeah.
Even if you married a Filipino, they will ride for you. like because we had a couple white uncles, Uncle Bill, Uncle Andy, love you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
um
I remember them.
so it's just like when you have someone that you can look on TV and say like, oh man, that's like one of us coming up, like because and I know Batista doesn't look like your typical Filipino because like he's a tall dude, big muscular.
Hmm.
But when you see like the flag on his shoulder and you see like the sun on his other shoulder, and he's representing for us, and like to see where he was then, like world champion WWE, but then where he is now, like freaking in Dune,
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yep.
all that stuff. It's like Glass Onion. That it's so cool to see this guy to come from like just to rise up from like pro wrestling and to become like an actual like actor. Like one of the
Yeah.
first big ones he did was I remember because your dad was like hyped. He was a bad guy in James Bond, right? And your
Oh
dad was like,
yeah.
Balong, hey, did you know Batista? He's in James Bond. He's not gonna be a big actor.
Yeah.
I remember that conversation because like of the way he said it. Like I was like, oh yeah, 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 uncle. You should know he's Filipino because every time you like find like somebody that's like a Filipino on something, like who was that dude on the Lakers?
uh, yeah, I don't know. Forgot.
Yeah, well, a long
He's,
time ago, like whatever. But like you know, you every time like there's somebody like just even like a little bit, they'll be like, oh, he's a Filipino. And like we see nowadays, like you got Bruno Mars, you got Olivia
Yeah.
Rodrigo,
Mm.
like freaking killing it. There's way more. I'm just naming those two because off the top of my head. And like even like beyond just Filipino, like you see like Asians like coming up, like there's BTS with all of that. You got Lisa,
Yeah.
you got you got Blackpink, you got like so many like different acts coming up. And like it's cool to see the transition from where like Asian people and Asian food was seen like as, you know, I hate this word. I hate hearing it. Like when people would say exotic,
Yeah.
I'm like mysterious, but now like it's cool. Everybody wants like everybody like hears about like going to Korean barbecue. By the way, bro, we gotta go. I gotta bring you. Let me treat you. Um, Korean barbecue or sushi. This man. I'm gonna do like a little aside because this man, his dad was is one of the best sushi chefs I've ever eaten from. Uh, when he like, I remember like he did a catering for like some of my he always caters for like our family parties, right, for the cousins and stuff. So like one
Yep.
time he made like hand rolls for us, right, and he's like, Balong, look, I know I always call you burrito, but look, here's a hand roll. It's as big as burrito. I I remember that for it's like one of the family parties, and I was like, oh hell yeah, thanks, so cool. And like it's just you know it's it's just it's I love sushi so much, and like our family, our family eats a lot. But like
Oh yeah.
just to go back, like like everybody like now Chinese food, Korean food, even Indian food. And
Yep.
like I'm happy. Like I went to Alvin Kailan's, a couple of his restaurants, eggs like
Yeah.
I went,
Yeah.
yeah, and I went to Amboy, and like I talked to Alvin, down to earth guy, really nice, knows I like that he's representing for the culture, and
Yep.
seeing like these guys like representing in different ways because there's uh yeah, man, it's just really cool to see this, and a lot of times, like when I think of people with the Asian stereotypes, because we actually grew up in like we all would always spend the weekend with our grandma, and our cousins,
Hmm.
so like we never lost like our connection with our people, but like we kind of lived in white areas, so to speak, um,
Yep.
and like those kind of different experiences kind of like it shapes you a little bit, but I've talked about my experience where like the first time I went to school, I had adobo for lunch with rice, and the white kids looked at me and said, "What are you eating? Dog food?" And like
Yeah.
I got heated. I got so heated. I got so heated that I hit a bonsai drop on him because he pissed me off. Uh, so like I know like you went in like you came in a little later, but like did you have
Hmm.
any of those kind of experiences where you felt like othered or like made fun of?
Man, I'm blessed to say that I didn't really have those experiences, man. I
Hell
mean,
yeah.
I had moving to more of a suburb with my family when I was a little kid. Um, I'll be honest, man. A lot of my friends were white, and they were all very nice
Yeah.
and kind and respectful.
I
It's
want
funny,
that
man.
for you, man. Cause like,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, dude, I want that for you because like, it was only one kid, but after I sat on him, all the other kids kind of like said, "Oh yeah, he's a jerk," and then that's how I got friends was by hitting a
yeah,
bonsai drop on him. Shout out to Yokozuna. Shout out
yeah.
to the for giving me that move because like I remember that fight because I remember I I finished my double like I was all pissed off. I put my lunch back in my lunch bag and like
Hmm.
my lunchbox. I put it like back in the classroom. I saw him and like, hey look, it's the guy that eats dog food. And then I remember like I freaking choke slammed him and then I did a bonsai drop and then that was it for him and then nobody else fucked with me. So and like like what my friends were pretty nice and then I also like I beyond like just white friends, also like ended up making friends with the black kids, Mexican kids, and like there was a
Yep.
couple like Filipino kids that I found along the way. Um, our neighbors, you knew them. When we were
Mhm.
growing up, actually, we had neighbors that were Filipino, so that was pretty cool. We didn't know it until like they moved in the next year after like I had that whole trouble with the being bullied by all the kids. But yeah, I like that you have that story about you having like you know friends and then being like surrounded by people who didn't want to bully and people that just kind of accepted you because I wasn't lucky enough to have that, but like I'm happy that you had
Mhm.
that, man. I mean,
Yeah,
eventually I had that, but
yeah, and you know it's funny. My first friends in elementary school, we became all friends because we bonded over wrestling.
dope. All right.
We bonded over wrestling. One of my best friends was this, white dude, and that was all we talked about, just wrestling, wrestling, wrestling.
Hey, when
Because at
you're a
that
little,
time, yeah.
yeah, when you're a little kid, you just it's wrestling this, wrestling that, video games,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
video games that, and then we talk like stuff like Street Fighter
Yeah.
and like Saturday Night Slam Masters. And I remember like um I'll tell this story because I always tell this story. So we'd always play Street Fighter, right? And my little cousin here, he was a little kid at the time. So like kids will try to play. So what we did is because we had a multi-tap controller, right? We'd hand him one of the controllers that would not. We kind of plug it into the multi-tap, or we put it like under the Super Nintendo, and we give it to him. And so like I would say, because I'm the nice one to him, I'm the nice one to him. I'd say, "Oh, who do you want to be?" He's like, "Blanca," or like because like little story, we used to call him Monkey, because he was like a little monkey boy because he climbed over everything. So like
I remember that.
so we call him Blanc. We call him Blanca because Blanca's like the monster guy, kind of does flips and stuff in the jungle. And like what we would do is we plug his we give him the unplugged controller or plugged in controller, and it's like it's plugged in, but it's like in the multi tap because that makes you play 4 players because there's like 15, 20 of us in the house at one time,
Yeah.
so we'd have to get the multiplayer. So Street Fighter, we give him the controller, it's unplugged. I ask him, hey, who do you want? And he go, Manong, I want to be Blanca. He's good. He's good. He's strong. And I was like, okay. And then like he'd be pressing all the buttons and like he'd be super focused. And then like if I win, he'd be like, yeah, I won, I did it. You suck. Because you would be so confident in your skills that
Hmm.
you'd be that you would be like Micey or you'd be Yui or you'd be like North or like Angel, right? You'd be so
Hmm.
confident that you beat him that you'd run around and celebrate, and then like and then I lose the next 2 rounds, and then you'd be like, oh man, and then again someone else's turn, but then you're still holding the controller because you think you're still playing because you're and and that'd be what we fight because like we play games like we play wrestling games. We play like the WWF Raw game, the arcade game where
Hmm.
it was kind of looked like Mortal Kombat. One of my favorite games then was like Saturday Night Slam Masters.
Classic. Was a
Yeah,
classic, man.
because like you'd have the entrance and
Yep.
like but then it was like Street Fighter, so like you had like all these cool moves, and it had like that cool sprite animation.
Hmm. Hmm.
And like I love playing that. Like we'd go through, and like since there's like 20, 15 of us, uh, whoever would win, like because there's a tag team match mode in there, right? So who we do like in Street Fighter, whoever loses passes the controller, but like we have tag teams. So if we lost, and then eventually like I would always sometimes I get paired with Nikko here, and then of course we lose the match because like he doesn't know what he's doing, but he thinks he knows. He thought he knew. So yeah, and then like it goes on to Nintendo 64, and we go on to like my favorite games like No Mercy, WrestleMania
No mercy,
2000,
man.
Revenge.
Yep.
We're talking about the classics, man, and
Yeah.
talking about getting heated in those games. Um,
Yeah.
some people were hurt, a little bit. Sorry about that, Choco. Uh, and it's just a part of like the wrestling fan experience, I think like for us like 90s kids, 2000 kids is like the video game part of it, like because you know you play four players, switch it out, loser gives up the controllers, and like it'd be fun to like pick like Stone Cold, you hit the stunner, and like
Yep.
I like but like and then sometimes you just like want to win fancy, so like you pick the Rock and then you want to hit like three rock bottoms and then the people's elbow because you want to really piss off you who you're fighting in the game. It's
I would stun. I would keep hitting them until they get knocked out by a kick.
yeah, yeah. The you see like this the attitude meter turn darker purple, darker blue, and then they
Yeah.
can't get up, and that was the fun part.
Yeah.
Like because like in fighting games, your whole goal is to win the match, right? But in
Yeah.
wrestling games, it's like you kind of like have this opportunity to fuck around, mess the other player up, get weapons,
Uh huh.
and like
The
doing taunts.
ladders.
Oh yeah, the ladders. Doing taunts. I remember Mr. Ass had that taunt where like he showed his butt,
Oh yeah.
and then like Rikishi had the stink face in there, and like
Yeah.
it was like you when you hit the stink face or like you do the Bronco Buster with X-Pac, that's like so disrespect.
Yeah.
And like yeah, it was just fun and it played fun too. Like and like we would get mad, but like we'd always like okay, let's go again. And like and it went up to like SmackDown and like that. It kind of like it blew over, but like for that period, like that's like my period of like happiness for these wrestling games is like you can do whatever you imagine you wanted to do, you could do it. You
Yeah.
climb a ladder, you fight in a truck, you fight in a bar, you put
Hmm.
people through tables. Uh, yeah, you, man, it's that was just fun. Um, well, did you and like what was it about those games that you liked?
That that thing about it, just you can. It was cool to get all the weapons, and you know what I would do, man? I would I would get the opponent on the announcer table,
Yeah.
and then I would go. I would bring a ladder, open that up, climb it, and then do a swanton bomb off of the ladder onto the table.
Hell yeah,
Um,
man.
but stuff like that, and it's cool when if you threw the opponent through the entrance, and then it would go to the backstage,
Yeah.
and then you could throw them into somewhere else. So we go to the parking lot, um, and then just doing the those like hardcore no holds barred matches were the funnest thing ever on that thing. And then you can make your own characters.
Oh yeah.
Remember that you could make your own characters and give
Yeah.
them the blue meanie taunt
Oh
where
yeah.
he's
I love the blue
dancing.
mini tent. That raising the roof and then you're shaking your thing. That was
Yeah,
fun.
the
Man,
road dog one.
the road dog doing all
Yeah,
the dances.
that's it.
Friggin' everybody loves doing sake. I like the
Yeah,
Xbox one because he would like jump around and do it.
yeah.
And yeah, I like the Mr. Ass showing his butt tongue because that's funny to me. Um, like like there's something special about that time period because like at that time like wrestling was super popular like 2000 2001 and like uh I remember like we would sometimes like we'd watch like the pay-per-views at our uncle's house because he had a black box and
Oh wow, I remember
and
that.
like I remember like all of like the little ones like all just like watching and like wow like you just are like oh man this is this is so cool to see like The Rock or Rob Van Dam or,
Yeah.
or like seeing like them do like the crazy moves like when Rob Van Dam would like drop kick a chair or fly out somewhere. Um, it's just like this stuff like it brings back the the memories of like when things were so like simple and like that's a lot of the theme of my show is like because like I know you don't watch wrestling now but like you can consider yourself a wrestling fan for the back then.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and like I try to tell people like because sometimes you don't know if someone watched wrestling and then you find out they watch wrestling and then all of a sudden they turn back into whatever age they were when they first loved wrestling. And I always think back to like those times like because it was all of us together at our grandma's house, just like playing video games, watching wrestling, watching like X-Men, Batman.
Mhm.
Our cousin Shoko would always call himself Batman. Sometimes when we play like Resident Evil, you guys would like hide behind us because the scary music, and you'd be like, "Oh my gosh!" I'm gonna tell this story because it's funny to me. So this guy and my other cousin, they used to be like little brats, and little scaredy cats. So one time when they were like, cutting up and like being little jerks, there was this Halloween decoration. It was like a witch, right? And
Oh man.
every time like it's swaying around, it would cackle like. And so what we did is we threw him and our other little cousin in a closet. Not me. I didn't do it. And they threw the witch in there with them, and then they once the door was open, they were just crying, holding each other. That's not a funny story. That's kind of a story of child abuse. But but they were like, oh, why you do that to us? But
Man.
but like now, like it's all love. It's all love. Like um, because like we have these. It's like that not vapid. Like very colorful memories of back then, and like a lot of that is like thanks, of course, to our grandma, the matriarch of our family, who
Yeah.
for keeping us all together. And like I was talking about this on another podcast, but like you know, you you and Choco were like the babies of the family, right? So I gotta explain this old man to the audience. This old man, our grandpa, we call him Tatang. He never smiled. He never like was really jokey. But there was two little boys who he loved, and they were the babies of our family. Um, and he would show his love for them by always giving them taba. Taba in our language. If you guys ever had like pork belly, imagine pork belly, but like a lot of fat and just a little speck of meat. For the Filipinos in my audience, I know you know what I'm talking about. Um, and this man I'm talking to, he would always say, "Tatang, I want the taba. It's my favorite." So you go, "Okay, here's the taba." And like, so like this little boy, those two little boys would get so fat to join the rest of us in being fat because
Mhm.
we're a big back family. We're
Yep.
sturdy. um, it's just like and like hearing that, feeling that, and just like seeing all the eating, and then like I think about like Tatang would make stuff for you guys because like you're the babies, so he's the only one that
Mhm.
you're the only ones that he showed kindness to. The rest of us, he would say, "You have no business here." Um, but like the elders, like the elder women in our family, those are the caregivers. Um, they the way that Nanang would come home from work and then instantly, like nothing, uh, get the whole 12 dozen eggs, scramble them in the giant kilo
The
wowie,
walk.
yeah, the big
Yeah.
wok.
Yeah.
Fry up some longanisa.
Uh-huh.
Have like already like 8 cups of rice cooked, and then she'd hit us with boy sing, it's eating time, come on,
Yeah.
and like the fact that, and then she'd also like chop up tomatoes, kamatis, that's what we call them, kamatis,
Mm-hmm.
and then put it with patis, fish
But
sauce.
this,
Yeah,
yes.
and then like she'd have all like basically a whole like a feast, a feast for these fat boys, and then we'd finish it like in like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, not even like taking time to swallow. And me and him were alike because me and Nick, we really love ketchup. Um, so like I'd always like douse my eggs with ketchup because I love ketchup.
Yeah.
But this guy, he says, I'm gonna let him tell his side, but I'm gonna tell my side. So one time we're eating like top ramen, right? grandma, she puts like a poached egg in it. Fantastic, delicious.
Uh-huh.
This guy, he puts the fattest chunk of adobo with the belly fat on it, just mostly fat, puts it in there, and then he takes the Heinz bottle and pours it all over, and he eats all of it, and he's smiling because he said that's my favorite. Because every time he'd eat, there's always like that's my favorite, and I'm gonna let you tell your side, but to me, I was like, this guy is crazy. But so go ahead, man.
I man, uh, the ketchup thing was a prank to reveal that story, man. The ketchup thing was a prank. I was trying to be basically class clown when you guys all saw it because I wanted. Basically, I was a little kid that was wanting attention. but but yeah, Manong, the top ramen with the ketchup, but then with that adobo fat. Oh man, so good. And to be specific, whenever I wanted taba, this is for the Filipinos.
Bah.
This is for the Filipinos. The dish was actually baboy paksiw,
Oh yeah, paksi with
so
the
the
bamboo
pork
shoot
hock.
and the banana leaf thing. Not
Yeah,
banana leaf, banana whatever that's called.
it was with that brown sauce.
Yeah,
Yeah,
paksiw.
so that's it, man. Paksiw was for me taba when I would ask my dad or tatang for taba
Taba, that's my
tatang.
favorite.
Taba's my favorite.
Oh man, this kid, man. And now, he's slim, he's trim, he's buff, he's cut.
Oh
Um,
no.
this guy, this sexy guy right here.
I
Um,
still eat I still eat crazy stuff, man. Like it I don't know why, but I could still eat just like some crazy struggle looking meals from day to day.
hey man, that's part of life, man. You eat those
Yeah.
those struggle meals of like, okay, I'm gonna say this. So like the other week, right, we had kind of leftovers, like a bunch of like random leftovers. So I had Popeye's fried chicken, I had a
Mm.
pizza, I had like some pancit, I had some leftover like soup her dad made, and then I ate it with like on the side I had like I had rice with it, and of course like and then her dad like also made like sinigang and like some uh some boiled chicken, and like I ate all of it in like my plate, and I was like, this meal doesn't make any sense. But I was trying to like clear out all the the leftovers,
Yeah, yeah. You
and
got to
I
do it,
was,
man.
yeah, you gotta do it. And I was like, so like, because like you drink like some sinigang like for the soup, for the
Hmm.
subao, and then like
Yeah.
you take a bite of the pizza,
Yeah.
and like it doesn't go together. But I was like, I'm just like in fat boy mode, so I'm just like not even thinking, and then like I eat everything, and then
Yeah. You can eat any, man, if you have any like fried chicken or any, let's just say, steak or whatever, any like American meat, if you get rice with some sabao on the side, that's a good meal.
oh
That's a good
man,
meal, bro.
yeah, dude.
Hmm.
I know the Tagalogs call it sabao, but we call it digo.
Digo.
Yeah, and like, yeah, man, thinking about this like is like
Right. We're FBI, the
FBI.
full-blooded Ilocano.
Yeah. Hey, hey, okay, I'm gonna tell this story. I know like I showed you this, but like so we did one of those like DNA tests, right? I did. And
Mm.
so like, in our family it's always like, "Oh, your grandpa, he's Chinese. He's Chinese. Your grandpa's Chinese. Trust me, he looks Chinese, he was Chinese." So I did the DNA test, right? And then it comes back 100% Filipino, 100% Ilocano. And I was, and so like I put that in the family group chat, and then like your sister is having like a no, no way, and like my sister is like going hell no, hell no, and like all the other cousins like what? That's been a lie this whole time, and I'm just like, hey, well, like like the science, okay, so who knows how much percent blood really is transferred?
Yeah.
Our like, cause like we have like our grandma, she looked like a Chinese woman. her brothers and sisters, they all look Chinese.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so like, who knows how much of the blood really did transfer? But I mean, that I think like also like in our in our little culture, like there's like a whole thing of like colorism and what being some mixed with some race means because
yeah.
Chinese came over, it means like you were part of like a trading family, all that stuff, and then like the
Mm,
mestizos, everybody like looked at the mestizos who were mestizos with like the Spanish people, they were like high class, high society folks.
yeah,
We get into history here and culture, and we get into a lot of stuff. Um, like if you look at the Philippines, it's a history of like colonialism. Like, but before that, like we were like a free society. We kind of worshiped like nature, like until like the Muslims came, and then like most of the Philippines became Muslim. I don't know if
yeah,
you knew that, but
yeah,
like
yeah,
that's why like Mindanao, most of Mindanao is like still because it's right next to like Indonesia, Malaysia, and those countries are also like those are countries that are Muslim, Brunei Muslim. And then Spanish came, in come Catholics,
yeah,
and that's kind of like formed the basis for our foods. Was like I don't know however many centuries, and then there was the trading with the Mexicans, and they
yeah,
brought their chilies and their spices, and then after the Spanish came, also came the British for like a little bit. They got kicked out, and came the Americans for like 50 or for 40 years. In came the Japanese for 5 years, and then we see like what Filipino food is. It's basically like I'm not gonna say melting pot, but like what we call fusion food nowadays. Filipino food is kind of like seen as fusion food because like it mixes all these different flavors from all these different kind of things. Because pancit, chow mein, um, like when Filipino people have sinigang and like Thai people have tom yum
Tom Yum,
kind of,
yeah.
and we have our own menudo, Filipino menudo. They have their menudo. We also like to look at like the our Pacific Islander usos. We got kilawin, which is like raw fish with like
Right.
vinegar and stuff,
Yeah,
and
or
they
a
got
raw
oh wow,
carabao, water
raw
buffalo.
carbo, yeah, and
Yeah,
like sometimes we put coconut milk in it. That's a shout out to the Usos, because
yeah,
I know like Samoans they put like coconut. I forgot I can't say the name, and I don't want to like disrespect my Usos. Like so they do it with coconut milk and like just to see like the fusions of cuisines and like you can even go to all the different like regions of the Philippines and like have a different experience because one person's adobo is different from another person's adobo, and what people call the nuguan, we don't eat it like that. We eat as dinardraan, and that's more like a stir fry blood chocolate meat. Just
yeah.
just to say it to those people, like every time you got brought to a Filipino party and they said, "Oh yeah, there's chocolate meat," it wasn't chocolate, it was blood.
That was not chocolate, folks.
It's not chocolate.
It's
Um,
something else, but you can find out when you eat it.
yeah. I mean, I love it. I love it. Like you get
Oh, it's
some,
so good.
you get it with like some puto on the side.
Yeah,
Puto, our language puto does not mean the way it means in Spanish. So just as a listener note, yeah, tell your cousin like I do these listener notes for for people who are not learning because I have a listener base, and I'm saying that all cocky, but like I look at it. So I see Italy, I see United States, I saw Canada, I saw for some reason I saw like um, Iraq.
oh
Uh,
well.
I saw Japan and I saw like just all these countries like, and I'm just like, wow, that's crazy that these different people are letting me into their ears. But like, I think like everybody kind of has like a shared experience because when you're a wrestling fan, you kind of want to share that experience, like your friends shared that experience with you in the sandbox,
Yep.
and like, um, yeah, just think of like um the global scale of things and like think about like what's weird, dude? So my mom loves WWF. And, like our uncle, he also loved like WWF wrestling. So it was not really like looked down on in our like in our like family, like really,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we had adults watch it with us and play with us, and then like I remember your dad the first time I watched the UFC, it's because your dad rented it, and like it was to say, look,
Hmm.
that one that you watch, that's a bullshit. This one is a real fight. You see that? That's real blood. That one
Yeah.
right there, that's a real fight. And like that kind of like I knew it was fake already, but like watching UFC, that kind of made me kind of love that kind of stuff because I'm
Yeah.
not sure what it is about our people, boxing, MMA, wrestling. We love violence.
It's just
Um,
it's just the entertainment as well, man. I
yeah,
mean, we just
the
love watching that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, because like you think about the stuff, because like a lot of it is when I think about like combat sports, like a lot of it is talking shit, going
Hmm.
around like saying you're gonna beat his ass, being filmed by camera crews like to build up the fight.
Yeah.
You got that entrance before the fight, and like some guys would have like rock and music, and Pacquiao sometimes one time came out to his song.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and like there's like this whole like it's like a pomp and circumstance, and Filipinos love pomp and circumstance, and I know you've been home a couple times. Um, and I wanted to ask this question because I forgot to ask it to my sister or my cousin about like so when you went home
Yeah.
to the Philippines, and I say home as in like that's our home country, that's our hometown. That's I know some people don't get it like, oh, your home is in America. Like, yeah, our home's in America, but that's our home country. Um, what was it like to like be in that? Because I know you were young when you went, but like, what was it like?
Yeah. It was pretty life changing, man. It was definitely a culture shock. I mean, I was probably 13, 14 when I went with my family. Uh, all I remember was it was super humid, a bunch of trees, a lot of people that everybody just looked like me. Everybody looked the same. There was no difference. I mean, as far as like seeing some of the more native, the native Filipinos with
Yeah,
the afros and all that. I mean, everybody. It was crazy to just see one type of people, and uh, it was just different. I mean, it was very humbling because you're finally in a place where you don't speak the the lingua franca, right, of
yeah,
your country, and it's very humbling because now you have to adapt, and you have to speak with gestures, and you have to speak with certain tones and certain emotions.
yeah,
And of course I was with my family, and going there was also nice because they treated us like we were uh like bosses. I mean, our uncle had his own house and all that, and our Nanang had her own house. Nanang and Tatang had their own house over there, and we had our own street, Salvador Street, and
oh yeah,
just being served by other people that I've never met, and seeing uh, just fresh food, eating fresh food every day, organic food, goat, rooster, uh, chicken, fish, all this stuff, carabao. Seeing all that and just being around. I mean, I remember we even went to Baguio. Baguio, bro, was amazing. It literally looked like, if you guys ever watched Naruto, it looked like the village of Hidden Mist.
oh, yeah.
And going up to the mountains was like, it was all misty, it was cold, but then you had these giant ants, and very hilly place, and you had these street vendors selling snacks. And then I remember going there. We went. I ate with my dad and Tatang, and we went to the slaughterhouse.
Oh yeah,
And they made they made us sinigang. Oh, no, no, no! They made us bulalo, but with
oh
the balls,
oh yeah.
and
I
we ate
think
that with
that's soup
rice.
80 something or something.
Yeah,
Um, it, hey, like We also call that kind of food, what's that? What do we call it? Cause
Aphrodisiac.
oh shit, no, I know this. I'm failing our people right now. Uh, but like there's food that we eat when you're drunk, when you're drinking.
Oh, yeah. Like hangover type of food.
Yeah,
Yeah, something like that.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I forgot off the top of my head. I know like our cousin is like saying, oh, "Dumbasses," it's, but yeah, like that kind of stuff, right? You just
yeah,
you go to somewhere and like you have to rely on other people and people look like you and you're the experience is like we're Filipino, we're proud Filipinos, but we go to the Philippines and like we're not really Filipino.
yeah, yeah. And I hear it's the same for even like Koreans or Chinese people, or Chinese Americans and and Korean Americans. When they go to their motherland, they are kind of looked, not that we were looked down on.
Yeah,
I'm proud to say that, our from my experience at least, our people treat us very nicely, and they're very giving. They serve us, but unfortunately, I've heard for other Asian Americans, when they go back to their country, they're kind of looked down upon because
yeah,
they're American, and they don't look at them as either Korean, Chinese, or etc. etc.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, I mean, Philippines was life changing. I think I hope before I die, I can bring me and my family there.
yeah,
In the future.
yeah.
I mean, it's just. I mean, if you're Filipino, you gotta visit the Philippines at least once in your life.
Yeah, yeah, um, like stories in our family because we got family throughout the world, right? Because I have family in Germany, we have family in Europe, we have family like in Jersey, New York, Chicago,
Yep.
Idaho, Iowa, um, Montreal, Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Bret Hart. We like Hawaii, because like I did go to the Philippines when I was like a little kid, like I was like 8 years old. So my whole experience is I don't remember anything. I see the pictures of it and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I remember like going with our cousins like on one of those like little those dirt bike with the sidecars. I
Yeah.
remember those things. But like I do because like I have gone to Hawaii. We've gone to Hawaii before, and like
Yeah.
it's sort of like ish because like I go to Hawaii, brothers look like me. There's Filipinos everywhere. There's Asians everywhere. Like we're the majority. Uh, and like being in that kind of environment, I sometimes wonder like if we were like one of our cousins like that grew up like in Calgary or grew up in Hawaii, like
Hmm.
would that change our experience? And I think it would, but
Yep.
like there was because like to grow up like kind of where we did, I didn't really feel like an outcast after I beat that kid up. But like I really did feel like you know that this was my life and I'm gonna have to make do and adapt. That's what you do. Um, I later on down the line I made a lot of friends, whether they whatever color, whatever race they were, but a
Yeah.
lot of our connecting thing was they also watch WWF or WCW and we're like, yeah, I like wrestling too. And I think like a lot of the times like on the playground, liking wrestling is, it's like a icebreaker. Um, because like when you, I always use this line because like when you're a wrestling fan and you're around your people who are also wrestling fans, you kind of like feel like a sense of relief that you can like talk about something.
Yeah.
Because the hardest part of like talking to people is that first step of saying hey, and then just being able to show one part of yourself. Because like look at us here, like we shared the one part of ourselves where we like wrestling,
Hmm.
and then we're going deeper into this stuff. Because and that's like kind of a theme of it. Like we're sharing so much, and I always have these kind of talks with this guy because like I love him. uh, and like when we think like deeply about like stuff like representation and what it means, like to be able to see yourself on TV or in the movies, or hear someone that's like you on the radio. God, we cannot escape Bruno Mars or Olivia Rodrigo. It's just it's like it's it's like I don't know like how to feel. Like I guess like there's like a little sense of pride there, right? And I know like some for some people that's weird. Why are you proud of like some other person that's like singing a song because you didn't write that song? Why are you proud of it? It's
Hmm.
just like because I didn't grow up with that. So
Yeah.
like the generation above that's here now, the generation after me, now they have like even like when you look at like Asian YouTube and stuff, right? You
Yeah.
have all Instagram, TikTok, whatever. There's all these guys that look like us, and they're getting brand deals from like Sephora and all this other stuff. And like it's like I'm not saying it's crazy, but I'm saying we are seeing progress as a society, and that's good. Progress is always good. Um,
Yeah, and
and
it's also a trip seeing, when you see these different companies, these food companies, maybe think of like sauces or something. They're coming out with like Asian themed sauce. Like you could find like a samjang bulgogi sauce now with a major company, and
yeah,
it's just I will say honestly, with Filipinos, we've always been in the radar with entertainment, food, and all that.
yeah,
Um, uh, but compared to, um, let's just say Koreans, Japanese, Americans, we're still a little below, and I think it's gonna come to us next, and I don't know when that's gonna be, but we're definitely, you can see the rise of Filipino influence, Filipino American influence, even,
yeah,
in major entertainment media, food, and all that stuff. Man, I mean, dude, there's so many Filipino restaurant owners in this
yeah,
country. It's amazing, and
yeah,
for me, it makes me proud to, not that, oh, maybe I can own a restaurant, not that. It's just saying like, okay, well, those are people who look like me, and they can achieve their dream, and whatever they want to do as well, and so it's possible,
yeah. Shout out to
major
the brothers
difference.
at La Cita. Shout out to Alvin
Yeah.
Kailan. Shout outs to like to the people that are doing it. Like shout outs to all you guys, man. Uh, shout out to all the turo turo places, because
Yeah.
I I love turo turo because like like I think what holds back Filipino cuisine from ever being seen like as like high level because I did go to those brothers La Casita like it's in Chinatown
Yep.
and like it's getting even Filipino American people to used to the idea that and I miss that restaurant Mamser. 2020 killed a lot of like really good Filipino American restaurants that were trying to change the game.
Hmm.
But like when you think of like Filipino food, you think of like home comfort food. You don't really think of like um you know high end luxury. You just think of like this is like what you would eat on the table, and that's great.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep.
Some of the best food is like what's made at home, and that's great
Hmm.
because sometimes like you eat like at like one of those 5 star, 3 star Michelin star restaurants, right?
Hmm.
And like it's an experience. The experience is it's a lot of butter and salt. I mean, be honest with you. uh, but like it's just like I don't feel like Filipino food is gonna reach that until like someone really hits and changes the game. And like honestly, um, there's no more Anthony Bourdain anymore. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Rest in
Anthony
peace.
Anthony Bourdain kind of like hit like with Jollibee. He did that. He did like a ton of stuff for Filipino food to be respected as like a cuisine. Um, but like you're right, it's not seen as like a luxury like when you go to like a high-end Chinese restaurant,
Yeah.
a high-end Japanese restaurant, high-end Korean restaurant. Those still are seen as like um, those are seen like as a staple. But in Los Angeles, a high-end Filipino restaurant is kind of going to be laughed at, and I think that's fucked up. Uh, we need to we need to change that. I'm kind of a foodie. I know we talk about a lot of food here.
Yeah,
Um, I
it's
like
natural.
it's natural, man. We're big boned. We're big boned. We're big
Big,
back.
big backed.
It's 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 like part of the culture is eating. Like like whenever someone like okay, like in your experience, like someone said, "Oh, you're Filipino? I love lumpia. I love pancit,
Pancet, adobo,
adobo,
chicken adobo, and
chicken adobo,
pancet.
and pancit. That's and lumpia. I love
Yeah,
lumpia.
lumpia.
So lumpia, like uh, like my my mom had like a Jamaican coworker, right?
Mm.
And she's like, I like that thing you make, the pancit. That was a really good pancet you made over there. uh, just like the way she said it was always awesome. Oh, you got the lumpia coming on there, huh? Okay. I'm like, it was cool, like, like, but yeah. So Filipino food is seen as comfort food, and that's kind of why, like, even though like the chef of the president, what was her name? Like, she was like the head chef for like Obama, and then she was the head chef also for Biden.
Mhm.
Uh, she was Filipino, right? And so like when Obama would get a craving, she'd always make him pork adobo. But so like Biden grew up, not Biden, Obama grew up in Hawaii, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So like he knows all about like the the people,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I think also his dad was Indonesian, so like it's kind of like a little bit same-ish, same-ish. When you hear Indonesian words, it kind of sounds like
It sounds like
Tagalog
Tagalog, or
words. It
yeah,
kind of
it's
sounds like
crazy.
Malay words because
Yeah.
we're in the Indo-Malaysian, Southeast Asian kind of area. Because like even like
Yeah.
some Hindi words, some Tamil words kind of sound like uh
Uh,
Tagalog because like
yeah.
um like Taj Mahal. What's Mahal
Mahal.
mean?
Mahal.
Like that's all. Mahal love, and then in our language Mahal love.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like to see like all that, it's just like it's wonderful.
And the Baybayin also came from those sets of like alphabetical letters from like Sanskrit
Yeah,
and all those the very kind of Arabic looking letters. I think Baybayin kind of stem from that, and it must have been like the Muslim influence. And I'm not really sure about that, but it's similar to um, how the alphabet looks and how the writing looks, which is pretty
yeah,
interesting as well.
yeah. Because if we look at the history of like Southeast Asia, it's a history of seafaring.
Yeah,
So like people from like all the way from like the Middle East or like especially India would come down the waves and then they'd be trading because like there's like a part of India, there's like a part of Philippines where there's a large Indian population.
mm,
And that always like makes people confused about like why is there a big Indian population? I was like, they were traveling the seas and that's how they
yeah,
ended up there. Like
hmm,
Chinese ended up there by going into the seas. Japanese they were there before World War II because they were trading with like Okinawans.
yeah,
Um, and like that's why you see like Philippines was kind of seen as a port trade. Um, it kind of sucks how like we were in like history books we were kind of portrayed as like savages,
yeah,
barely
yeah,
even human.
hmm,
Pocahontas. Uh,
yeah.
like yeah, your sister made us watch all the Disney movies, bro. All of them, all of them. But it's like we, but she should have, we all have to pay respects to the women in our family because like there's barely any of them. Um, and like when you hear about like the history of all this stuff, like it's really cool to delve into this stuff and to like really like feel like the origins of stuff, and that kind of
Yeah,
appeals to me, man. Like the origins
yeah.
of where we come from, the origins of like our food. Because
Hey, Emmanuel, I was wondering if you knew about this book. It's called The History of the Philippines by Luis H. Francia.
no, let's talk about it, bro.
It has all everything that we're talking about right now has all this stuff in this book. It's
Okay,
crazy,
yeah,
amazing book. But
buy it on Amazon.
yeah,
Buy it on
yeah, buy it on
Amazon.com.
them, Luis Francia. But yeah, it is crazy. We were a port country. Everybody was coming to us, and that's probably why we look the way we look because
Yeah,
it was a mix of all these people, and it's funny. it's funny. I mean, it's funny that we were even Filipinos were the first Asians to come to America in the
Mm,
1500s
yeah.
and the 1700s too, to Louisiana.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
you get them into Louisiana, and
Hmm.
also because they had jumped the slave ship, the Philippine,
Yeah.
because like Filipinos were slaves. I want
Yeah.
people to know that we were slaves for the empire. We did also like there was a lot of trade between Mexico and Philippines, like, and that's why like in Mexico you see like a thing like La Isla de la Filipinas, like they have like all like a memorial thing for that shows like the partnerships between the two countries.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's it's pretty cool. That's something that I think you should look into because I'm gonna
Yeah.
wink, wink, nudge, nudge you. Uh, and like it's like yeah, it's like this is like something that I think that we don't really go over in our history books, in our American history books, because world history kind of like just kind of like skips over us a lot of the times. I mean, like I read like one of my niece's new history books, and they have the Manongs in there, the Delano Manongs, and that's pretty cool,
Oh
honestly.
wow.
Um, as part of like their teaching of the civil rights movement,
Yeah.
because uh, I know I'm skipping ahead, way ahead before, but I'm gonna go back. So, like in the 60s, it wasn't just blacks, it was also Asian Americans banding together, you know, also like
Yeah.
Latinos and all that. And the people who started like the first like wave for the farmers' rights was Larry Leong, and the Manongs who banded together with the Chinese, the Hawaiians, the Japanese that all work in like the on the farms to get better wages and better treatment. um, if it wasn't for them jumping up and rising up, then Cesar Chavez wouldn't have had the balls to like also rise up. And it was the Filipinos who like started that movement. I want to let that be known. Um, and like it's this kind of history that is it's like we don't learn that. And like you talk about like the history of Los Angeles. One of the guys who signed the Declaration of the Founding of Los Angeles was Filipino.
Oh wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like I forgot his name. I should have I didn't come here with the research because you know I didn't know we were gonna go into this, but you know it happens. So like yeah, one of the founders of Los Angeles, our hometown, our home county was like Filipino, and like that's it's pretty cool to know, and like just to see like how far back we go in the U.S. And like even for like when we were sold to the US in like 1899, we were supposed to be independent, right?
Yeah.
But it's really fucked up how we had that relationship with the US where when we would come over to the US, we weren't treated as citizens. We were treated as like we were taking jobs, and then what was that one? Uh, we were lynched, we were kicked out of town. Just like with
Yeah.
the Chinese, they were all put up in like to that one side of town because they didn't want them to take their white women. But
Yeah,
you know,
that was the reason why it was
yeah,
all. It was because white women wanted to dance with Filipinos and hang out with
yeah,
Filipino men,
yeah,
and that's why they. But it's a funny cycle how that happens with every immigrant, you know, that comes to the states. It's always the same thing
yeah.
that happens. But
They'll take our women.
yeah, that's
Where the white women
what
at?
it is.
Uh, I, I like, I, yeah, man. This kind of history is so cool to me, and like,
Hmm.
this is just coming from off the rip because like I would read those books like that.
Yeah.
And like you know, you watch YouTube, and there's a really a good YouTube out there. This guy's named Curry Arroyo. Um, he's a Filipino historian from
Oh,
Pampanga. He he has really good informative videos if you guys want to check that out. Um, YouTube Kirby Arroyo. And I just whenever I think about history, because like not only am I like a pro wrestling history nerd or a MMA and boxing history nerd, because I love Jack Johnson. I love the history of like MMA where it goes back to the Gracies and it goes back to like uh Japan with the Fujiwara. I like
oh,
I love this stuff and like just history in general. Like it's some of my it's some of my favorite things to like just sit down and just like listen like or like watch stuff like on Disney or like National Geographic and just like sit there and watch. But yeah, it when I think about it, like I found all this stuff out like after I graduated high school because
Same here.
this stuff wasn't
Same
taught
here.
and like you just kind of like fall into it because like you go into a rabbit hole and you just think about like um what did we do what did we do as a people
Yeah, yeah.
and I'm gonna say hold on sorry about that I keep talking about history and I kind of want to tie it back to our history because like our the matriarch of our family the one who was like pretty much the glue of our family was our Nanang uh and like she never like discouraged us from we watching. So if we're watching wrestling, she never acted like it was fake. She's like, boom, boom, oh my god, he's dying. Oh my god. Like and like she'd be into it. Like even if she was faking it, she was at least making us feel not stupid for watching it. And like is there like a particular memory of Nanang that's like something that sticks with you?
Yeah, she would always go on the bus with us. She would always bring us on the bus to go to like the market or and go back home. And then when we come back or to Nanang's house, and then when we would come back to her house, we would eat Velveeta cheese and crackers. Remember that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Velveeta cheese, man, with Tampico,
Oh yeah. The Tampico, the jug of Tampico.
the jug, man.
Oh man. I remember, I know this is tied to food, but people, this is a food podcast. I know you're hungry. You're hungry listening to this. I hope all my like non-Filipinos, like all my listeners, my international listeners, you find the closest Filipino restaurant, try it out. Promise you, fried pork, rice, you're good. They even
Hmm.
have beef, they have chicken, they have vegetarian options, you're good. Like, because um, I remember this one, because I'll tell about like when we dropped Nanang off at the airport. So like me and North, our big cousin, uh, no shade to you guys, but we are Nanang's favorites. I can say that with confidence because Nanang always told us, but I'm sure she told everyone that they were her favorite. But like so we're driving. This is just like because we'd always drop them off at the airport. So we're just sitting there in the truck we're driving and then Nanang goes like, Balong, make sure that you two always take care of each other and watch over the younger ones and make sure that everyone is okay. And then like we'll be like, yeah, Nanang, of course we'll always be we're always gonna be together. And then like we go there back that time like there was a McDonald's and the thing so we buy McDonald's because that Nanang will eat something with us before she leaves. Like Nanang is gonna get she loves fish balong, so we get her like a fish fillet, chicken nuggets, French fries. We're just eating it there,
Yeah.
and of course Nanang is saying, "Oh, I can't finish," because she wants us to eat more, even though like we're 300 pounds. So like okay, we finished the food, and she goes, "Okay," and then like after this we take a selfie, and then Nanang is like, "Okay, balongs, I love both of you so much," and she just gives us when Nanang would give you like a hug and a kiss, it's just like I'm about to cry. It's like the warmest feeling, right? When Nanang would
Yeah.
give you like
Yeah.
that hug and like a kiss with her super red lipstick.
Hmm.
It's just like and like I feel her right now. I feel her presence right now.
Hmm.
And it's just like when I talk to you guys, like when I was talking to Miles, Micey and Yui, Ryan, right, and like at Northwest, right, like or like when we have like the family parties and like this past Christmas we had a big family reunion and I to see the next generation, then the next generation under them, and
Yep.
like I just felt like, oh man, I could feel her presence, and it was nice to finally have all of us together, because it's been a while. It's been a minute. And like
Yeah,
I was happy to have you there, man. Like just to have that at Christmas and have everyone there and like it's just like nothing ever changes. We're all the we're all the boysing, you know.
yeah.
We're the balongs, we're the basangs, you know. It's a and like, you know, your dad came through with the fire sushi. We had the lechon. Damn, that
Yeah.
that that was fire. And
It
just
was it was very nice just seeing like it was a mind blowing thing to see like the next generation too,
yeah,
because we were always, we were always the kids at one point,
yeah,
but it was crazy to just see, you know, whoa, like now all the little kids have their own kids, and the family is expanding, and now everybody, all the dads and the moms or whatever are now going to have their own families, and
yeah,
it's just I mean, it started with the seed of Nanang and Tatang.
yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and like you're just like, because you know, I watch one of my favorite shows is A True Detective, and there's that scene, you've seen that meme. Time is a flat circle.
Yeah,
Because everything that happened before is gonna happen again,
yeah.
whether you know it or not. And I just and to bring it back to wrestling, seeing one of our like the boys there, you remember the big boys, they were
Hmm.
actually one of our cousins sent like the picture of like the nephews and they're watching Royal Rumble on TV and I'm like, yes, it keeps going.
Keeps going.
It keeps going because
Yeah,
they're like, yeah, and like just they're watching Royal Rumble and like, you know, it's just like it's cool to see that. It's cool to see like, oh, it's staying in our family. It keeps this the next generation is taking this and they're gonna watch it too and they're gonna love it. And like
yeah,
it's cool. It's cool.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and like man, I love you, man.
I love it too, bro.
Yeah, and so like that brings me to these next questions. Um, what's your give me your top three Filipino dishes?
Oof. All right. I'll say the one. This is no order, but one that one that I'm thinking about right now is the nungdung with pampano
Oh yeah,
and fried pampano
yeah,
with
fried
rice, of course, and that the nungdung has to have the karabasa,
saluyot,
saloyot, utong, or malunggay,
murugay. And it
malunggay.
has to be
Yeah,
made with but bagoong. Man,
oh
fuck
yeah,
you USA. We need bagoong. We need the real bagoong. I mean, we got
yeah.
still there's still Chinese like you know shrimp paste. That's what I use still for mine. But like you know we need the bagoong. We need the real. We need the banana ketchup back. I'm
Yeah,
sure
man.
like Heinz is gonna end up making a banana ketchup, but they haven't yet. Yeah, but go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
But yeah, calding. I mean, calding, whether it's caldereta or just when it's like cut up and then put in the wok, that with some rice with the garlic and the onions and all that.
Yeah.
That's so good, man.
To
And
our
then
to our international audience and our American audience, calding is goat.
goat, the best meat ever.
Hey ho.
And then I guess my first one is just that pork cock bok seal, man. I mean,
Oh yeah.
that was
Chewy,
just it's still,
salty, sweet.
yeah, sweet. They got the peppercorns in there, the bay leaves and all that.
Yeah.
That sauce and the rice. My gosh,
Banana flowers. That's what it is.
banana flowers.
That's what it is. That's okay. And then since we're, you know, now I'm gonna go chibog after this. Uh,
I'm too.
chibog, chibog. I want to translate this from our audience. Chibog means to eat a lot of food or pig out or like, you
Hmm.
know, get down on some neck bone. But like, yeah. So my last fat boy question is like, what's your favorite dessert?
Mm, favorite dessert. I'm gonna stick to the Filipino theme on this because, and I want to shout out all the dessert places, man, in like West Covina. that give like toron and
Shout out to
uh
Valeros. Shout out to
uh
Jollibee. Shout out to
yeah, Jollibee,
JBB Kanan.
Red, you
Red.
know, oh man, the empanadas at Red. But I'll say my favorite Filipino dessert is suman.
Suman. Oh yeah.
Suman, yeah,
And I miss the suman that my mom would make at every family party
yeah.
because it's like, you get the right suman. It's like soft and like sweet.
Mm.
Uh, Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my mom's little sister, Auntie Ning Ning. You
Yeah,
still make the
yeah. Shout
suman.
out.
It's still good. uh, like, oh man, when I think about it, I also think about turon.
Toron, yeah.
Oh man. I'm gonna say it like this. There's empanadas in the world, right? There's so many empanadas in the world, but there's nothing like an Ilocano empanada.
Oh man, we can't
Uh,
end that without talking about Ilocano empanada.
yeah, I'm gonna put this on the map because my wife loves it.
Mm.
Everybody loves it. If you had it, you're gonna love it because it's longanisa, the sausage. There's egg. You can put bean sprouts. You can put chopped up cabbage. Our family recipe is with chopped up cabbage.
Yeah.
Um, and like you fry it in like dough. I forgot if it's phyllo dough or something, and then it's a miracle. And then you just need like some spicy suka, and you're good.
Yep.
Uh,
Not the
yeah,
puti.
yeah. I gotta put our Ilocano empanada on top because nobody knows about it. But I'm gonna make a prediction that that's going to be the next thing for Filipinos is the Filipino empanadas because I'm starting to see views on that on YouTube and
Yeah.
the moment like somebody like once Action Bronson and like all of them like food dudes like
Mm.
Mark Wines,
Yep.
Mikey Chen. I know you guys. Greatest food show ever.
Yeah.
Once you all you guys go like on and you try the Ilocano empanada, it's gonna be
Empanada,
over.
yeah.
It's gonna be
Mm.
over. It's gonna be what it is.
Oh, and
And
Manong, I gotta give a shout out to pinapaitan,
pinapaitan. Okay.
goat goat bile, or what other people could say is goat poop soup.
Yeah. We call it taki soup
Taki soup.
yeah, because that would be what we would eat when we get drunk. And I still can't remember that word. And I know I
They would call that soup the
bitter
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 boop
book
boop.
book. Oh shit! You give me another AKA right now. Bitter bitter Booker T. Oh shit! Booker T. Oh damn!
That's
Bitter bitter
crazy.
Booker T. Oh okay.
But
Hey yo. Thank you. You just gave me a new AKA, bro.
there you go, man.
I want to say thank you for coming, brother. Like, cause
Yeah,
it means
thank
a
you.
lot to me. Hope and a lot of people are asking about who was the guy that came up with the music, and I hope they got to know him. And I think this has been cool, man. My final question of the evening is, what do you want your rainbow to say?
Uh, I want my rainbow to say that I was a. I'll say it like this. I want my rainbow to say, "Well done, good and faithful servant."
All right, brother. Yeah, man. Blessings to you, blessings to your family, blessings to our family. Um, yeah, man. Thank you for coming on, and it's been a pleasure. We gotta do this again.
Yeah, thank you, Manong Doc, Manong Bitter Boop. I'll let you say it in another episode, but yeah, thank you so much. Love you, bro.
Yeah,
What else could I say? I mean, it's always fun talking to you.
yeah,
Always fun chopping everything up, man, about
yeah,
family stuff, history
yeah,
stuff, Filipino stuff. But yeah, thank you so much. Thank you
yeah,
for repping my music and yeah, I really enjoyed this time, man.
yeah, yeah. Give the links, man. Give the links.
Yeah, check out my SoundCloud, Nikko Angelo Music. It's Nikko Angelo, and then music is Muzik. And I got all my beats there, and just give me a shout out. Oh, I also have a TikTok, and the same thing, Nikko Angelo Music. Go and message me if you anybody looking for music to buy or to listen to or just to chill out to, just go to my pages, SoundCloud and TikTok,
Yeah,
and there it is.
yeah, man. And if you're not down with that, we got two words for you. Suck
So
it.
okay.
Love you, bro.
Love you, bro.